Hey everyone! Hi, my name is Shireen Naz and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I read, I write, and I make meaning out of life while I sit right on this desk. I do not move in any of the videos. You can go and check out my channel if you want. Anyway, so this is part number, I don't know, of the series. I don't know. Well, I've been having these recurring thoughts and I'm just documenting them. And well, now I kind of put it in words and, write articles about it. So I was thinking that whoever I am at the age of 22 that I am right now, I am an amalgamation of every single identity given by other people. And sometimes I feel like any of those identities do not belong to me. Well, some might say she's loud, some might say she's something, and I've just, adopted all those identities and made this whole person out of it, and here she is sitting. But at the age of 22, well, I'm pushing 23. So at the age of 22, I kind of all of a sudden had this withdrawal of that I am not this, I am not that, and I don't know who am I. So, well, I kind of, dwelled on this topic and then I left my article many times because I did not know how to complete it. I did not know from where to begin. Sometimes it is really hard to put things in words. And so, well, I kind of figured it out. So, here's my article on Substack, and I just want to actually read it. That's all I'm going to do in this video. So, if you get bored, you can leave. But please stay if you want to. So, here's my article. The title of the article is I'm losing that external locus of identity. What is an external locus of identity? First question. External locus of identity is something that we suck out of people, and they can suck it out of us too. Well, it is like very temporary sort of thing. So if someone says, "Oh, Shireen, you look so beautiful today," that's an external locus of identity and a validation and assurance. I take it from there. They come and say, "Oh, Shireen, you do not look very beautiful today." They take it back from me. So it's not mine to keep. That is what external locus of identity is. So here I began. I'm losing that external locus of identity, so I sit quiet in my room, too quiet to the point I forget my own voice. For me, my identity began as an echo. I heard myself through the voices of others even before I could learn to speak my own language. So I made it a point to center myself with people, all sorts of. And as a result, I am often on the stage performing, and in between I forget. Not the lines that I have to speak next, but what to be after the lights are taken off me. I don't know if it's common to be really active on stage, appearing fearless and giving all of a time to the audience, but inside a fear of missing out, crawling the moment it all ends. I ask myself, what would I do when the audience stopped clapping? I know this sounds absurd, because either you are in the eyes of the people or you are not, but actually the backstory is all quite more. It's carrying two bags of different persona. In one bag, I take off the clothes that I wore from my home and take out clothes to get dolled up for the stage for the people waiting. I go up there, people hoot, and inside my pumping anxiety takes over and asks only one thing: who am I? When I am perhaps not kept in a box, glazed in femininity with pink lips, rosy cheeks, and dimpled chin. Who am I? When I am not a pretentious woman and just a human. Then my tongue is bitter and my ideas are clear, and I have a plan to execute things violently and aggressively and authoritatively. What will I do when no one is looking? I will stare at the sky, then step up the boundary, all sorts of boundaries that are stopping me, pulling me down, and I will pluck the stars with my bare hands and eat it one by one. What will I do when no one is hearing? I will scream till my throat hurts and say that the constant acts of misogyny has made me a very angry woman, and this pressure of fragility has made me lose my consciousness and this utter nonsensical idea of perfection has pushed me into performing. Okay, so this is not a full article, but I just really wanted the people who do not like reading, maybe, so come and just listen to me reading my article out. I don't know how many people are going to see my video, and even if two, three, five people see this video and any of you relate, please do let me know in the comments. It will mean so much to me. So that's it. And okay, one more thing before I end this really serious video. I have to show you guys this hobby that I picked up. And oh my god, I love this so much. I take out these things like twice or thrice in a day and I just kiss them because these clay charms that I make, I just kind of, take it and like, it is so cute. I make clay charms. Okay, and my favorite clay charm these days that I made is this little bunny and his friend. Actually, no, her friend. Her friend B. So they sort of go together and I really like it. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay, bye bye.